Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Welcome to you, Meredith.
Thank you.
This is the regular meeting of Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in Council Chambers at 216 Main Street West, Swan River, Manitoba, this 9th day of August, 2022 at 7 p.m. Present myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillors Foster, Kushniryk, and Pierrepont. Absent with prior notice, Councillor Wills. We also have our CAO, James Webb, and doing a podcast, Jeremy Bergen. First resolution, be it resolved that notice of absence submitted by Council Member Matt Wills regarding the regular meeting of Council held this 9th day of August 2022 shall be accepted as received. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. All in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of Council held this 9th day of August 2022 shall be adopted as presented. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any additions requested? There being none, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, be it resolved that the minutes of the regular council and public hearing meetings held on July 26, 2022 and the special council meeting held on August 4th, 2022 be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Public Works report.
Nothing for tonight.
Nothing for tonight. No delegations, petitions. We'll move then to 7.1, resolution to set the reserve bid on tax sales. The resolution reads, whereas Section 372 of the Municipal Act provides the municipality with the ability to set a reserve bid for any property being sold at the tax sale auction. Be it resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West shall hereby set a reserve bid equal to the amount of all taxes, including all accumulated interests and costs owing for any property being sold at the tax sale auction, to be held on October 18th, 2022 at 10 a.m. in Council Chambers, 216 Main Street West, Swan River, Manitoba. And be it further resolved that we do hereby appoint the Reeve to bid on behalf of the municipality. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any discussion, questions?
Have we done anything different besides that? Like in the past? No? Okay. I was just looking at the properties and wondering if, you know, asking for something lower than that would be...
You've got to recover your costs, I guess, is what we're trying to do.
Yeah. I just wondered if maybe being able to ask for something less than that would sell.
Something would be better than nothing.
Something would be better than nothing, yeah. And then we get back into collecting taxes again right away.
Typically, if a property, it seems, is worth something, it sells. If it's not, if there are costs associated with it, such as demolishing buildings or whatever, it does not get sold.
Fair enough, yeah.
Any other questions or comments, or anyone add to Councillor Kushniryk's? If not, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Okay, 7.2, Riverside Cemetery Annual Grant Request. Whereas council has received a request from the Riverside Cemetery requesting a grant for 2022, therefore be it resolved that the 2022 Riverside Cemetery grant be approved for payment as approved for in the 2022 financial budget. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor? That is carried. Seven point three. Resolution reads, be it resolved that the following members of council and administration will be attending the August 29th, 2022 G4-G7 meeting. Councillor Pierrepont, Councillor Blosha, Councillor Wills, myself, Councillor Foster, Councillor Kushniryk, and James Webb. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any discussion, questions? If not, all in favor? That is carried.
Along with that, you'll see in the memos that the Sport for Ukraine picture will be taken that night as well.
Is that ahead of time or?
At the meeting, yeah.
Still a good idea.
Okay, moving on into financial items. General checks number 17975 to 18004 in the amount of $158,423.42. So the resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Checks number 17975 to 18004 in the amount of $158,423.42. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Give you a minute or two to review the checklist. Do you have any questions on any of the checks? I don't think there's anything particularly outstanding there. You know?
Straightforward.
Okay, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Okay, 8.2, resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Direct deposit payments, 550033 to 550034 in the amount of $3,828.11. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any question on that? Not all in favor? That is carried. Next is 8.3. The resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Payroll payments, checks number 4231 to 4249 in the amount of $26,721.86. Do the mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any questions on that list of checks?
Maybe it was just an oversight, but We're not seeing the overtime, the accumulations at the bottom again.
Yeah, that was, wasn't available when we
Okay.
printed it, so.
Any other questions? If not, all in favor?
No.
That is carried. Eight point four, resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Thunder West Fire Department payroll payments, checks number 4250 to 4258 in the amount of $3,214.02. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any questions on those checks? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried.
James, the next resolution has the wrong month on it.
Okay, I'll change that. And I'll change it in the resolution too. Okay, that's updated.
That was 8.5.
Yep.
Updated. Okay, the resolution reads, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Indemnities for July 2022 in the amount of $8,334.40. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont. Any questions on that list? There being none, we'll call a question. All in favor? That is carried. Okay, do we have anything under 9?
We don't, so.
10? We want to deal with this or in camera this?
No, that'll be in camera.
Okay, moving on to 10.1. You, give us a brief overview of what is happening here with the proposed multi-year highway investment and road repairs.
So that's just basically a strategy they have. They've been laid out a 3-year plan for their infrastructure, highways. And what you have attached there is a map of Manitoba showing all of the
Dots.
planning and what stages they're at. And then on the third attachment, I zoomed in on Swan River to see what that's being worked on. 279, they had done some work up there. And then they've got the intersection here in Swan by Subway as part of the plan, but 275, they don't have anything slated for that over the next 3 years. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, so if anybody asks, you would have that information.
Yeah, I went and looked at that map earlier and yeah, they show all the completed or those other roads that are indicated, but yeah, 275 hasn't made the list yet.
Let's do that.
I again spoke with our MLA and he assures me that he is continuing to bend the ear of the infrastructure minister, so the drainage report came back that the current drainage can it is more than adequate to handle the water. So there should be no hang up on it outside of getting those in the highways department to make it a priority, I guess. certainly is becoming more and more dangerous with each passing year as equipment gets larger and larger. And the loads that the highway hauls.
The road's getting narrower, that's the
Yeah.
biggest problem.
Well, it's just breaking up.
Oh yeah, it's breaking apart and
Like the shoulder's getting, there's no shoulder there.
And we still have our kind of agreement with the town to cross that bridge.
They're on board with allowing the drain to continue to.
Yeah.
There's nothing formal, but verbally they've agreed. And
So there's no recommendation from infrastructure as to, improving that intersection there, like whether a bridge or a bigger culvert would.
you mean right at the beginning of that drain?
Yeah.
Heading south? The culverts that are there, if they were placed properly, or culverts of similar size, if they were placed properly and the slope drained the first bucket of water that came, there would never be an issue there.
Yeah.
Is that the ones that are angle ways through there?
Yeah.
they're 1.5 feet above ground level. Like,
Yeah.
And filled with debris,
yeah,
like an old mattress.
yeah, when we walked it that day. And then they've got a grate up on the golf course road to go through that road. And the grate had so much stuff in it that there's no way water could run.
Well,
Yeah.
It just needs a good cleanup and the culvert's put back at ground level
reset, yeah.
and then it would be just fine.
The drain cleaned itself, like it has ingrown with scrub and small trees, but that would be a minor issue. It's not that long of a drain. So I guess if anyone happens to bump into our MLA, or if you're fortunate enough to be in the vicinity of the Minister of Highways, not Highways, Infrastructure, just reinforce upon them the need for upgrading and rebuilding that road. Okay, we'll move on to number 12. Committee reports. I guess
Trans meeting.
we do, at this time, if anyone who is tuned into us on the phone has a question or a comment regarding anything that was discussed tonight, now would be the time to ask a question. We could do it either before or after this. We'll do it before it tonight.
8.5, was that June or July indemnity?
That was July, Meredith. It was recorded incorrectly on the first minutes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, thank you, Meredith.
You're more than welcome. And how about asking the Department of Highways to do something about their lovely tansy crop on 275?
Yeah, that's becoming a more prevalent issue, unfortunately, and I think that the provincial government has actually giving their blessing to the weed being eradicated. If we could find a commercial sprayer to do so, one would have to get authorization, but I believe they've set some money aside to do that. The issue is getting someone to actually apply the chemical,
Okay.
because it is becoming more and more difficult. Farmer doesn't need a license, but everyone else
Everyone else does.
has to have a license, yeah. And the farmer can only do it on his own property as well.
I read that email about cosmetic sprays, how they're easing up on those regs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go into committee reports then. Start with Councillor Kushniryk.
Just ratepayer concerns for me.
You're not at the trans meeting?
No.
No, I was out of town.
Great. Okay, thank you. Councillor Blosha.
I attended a transportation meeting on the 4th, special meeting on the 4th, and took a few calls, which most I was able to resolve with our CAO.
Good enough. Thank you. Councillor Pierrepont.
I had special meeting and transportation meeting as well, and a few repair calls, but not so bad. We're getting caught up, I think.
Excellent. Councillor Foster.
Yeah, I had transportation and special meeting, and there were some calls too, just if you're wondering if they were getting gravel.
Okay, thank you. As far as myself, it's been a little bit busier. We had transportation meeting. I attended a Shell River watershed meeting yesterday. They're in the throes of amalgamating a couple of watersheds. Our southern tip of our municipality is included in that. Also had a special meeting, CT scan announcement, which was more than welcome. Announcement for the valley. It's been a long time since the valley elected officials and other service groups, etc., have been advocating for it. So we have the announcement, and supposedly it is a go-ahead. There's also rodeo parade and being a part of the official grand opening ceremonies. Our CAO, it hasn't taken yet.
All right, for myself, it was transportation, special meeting, council meeting, and just a few ratepayers calls, like it was mentioned. It was fewer all the time, so that's great.
I had a couple of calls too,
Okay.
forgot to mention.
And that's updated.
Okay, the resolution reads, be it resolved that we do hereby accept the following verbal reports regarding council committees and communications. Councillor Kushniryk dealt with some ratepayer concerns. Councillor Blosha, transportation special meeting and call with ratepayers. Councillor Wills, even though he's not here, we know he attended the transportation meeting. Councillor Pierrepont, transportation meeting, special meeting, ratepayer calls. Councillor Foster, transportation meeting, special meeting and ratepayer calls. Myself, transportation meeting, special meeting, Shell River watershed meeting, CT scan announcement, rodeo parade and rodeo grand opening, as well as some ratepayer calls. CEO James Webb, transportation meeting, special meeting and calls from ratepayers. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Kushniryk. Any questions or comments, corrections? If not, call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Okay, as we did the other night, we will take a break right after we read the in-camera resolution. Again, thank you, Meredith, for attending by phone. Resolution reads, be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 3 of the Municipal Act, Council shall meet as a committee of the whole to close the meeting and continue discussions in camera regarding personnel matters, negotiations, and preliminary discussions. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. All in favor? That is carried. Next resolution, be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 4 of the Municipal Act, this meeting shall be reopened to the public. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. All in favor? That's carried.
I'm gonna abstain now.
Abstain.
Okay. resolutions arising from in-camera discussions. The resolution reads, "Be it resolved that the Council of Swan Valley West does hereby accept the quote from CKC for the cement work on the front fire hall pad." A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? That is carried. Anything further from anyone?
Nope.
Not, be it resolved that this meeting shall now adjourn at 9:03 p.m. Be it further resolved that the next meeting is Tuesday, the 23rd of August, 2022 at 7 p.m. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Kushniryk. All in favor? That's carried.